Yeah, it's good. The biggest thing I can tell anybody that's going to be doing any development is do your homework. One thing that I was taught by Mr. Cohen was he'll go out and before we step foot into a city council meeting to even propose something, he will walk that city at night. He'll walk it in the day. He'll talk to business owners that are there, ask them what they would like to see there, what their needs are, what could we do that would make the city thrive.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Cody Crabb with Investor Fuel. Today, I'm joined by Pete Montgomery out of the Cincinnati area. He is the Director of Commercial Leasing and New Development at CMC Properties, where they focus on revitalizing historic downtowns and bringing new life into overlooked markets. We're going to talk about how to pick the right cities, how to approach development in these kinds of areas, and what it actually takes to make this type of deal work. Pete, thank you so much for joining us today.
Cody, I appreciate you having me on today.
Of course. Yeah. Happy to do it. So for people listening, how did you get into this niche in the first place with commercial real estate and development?
Well, about 20 years ago, I was actually in the residential side where I was kind of flipping homes and, had a portfolio of probably about 75 to 80 homes, was managing them, flipping them, renting them out. And I come to realize that I really hated the residential side. Not hated it, but it was just a lot of work and a lot of, I felt more like a counselor than I did a real estate person because I was just getting calls left and right. So a friend of mine who was pretty well known here in Cincinnati as the go-to guy for commercial said, you know what, you got to get out of the residential side, try commercial. It's different between night and day. You're going to love it. So I applied at CMC Properties. I've been with them going on 14 years now. And he was right. I absolutely love the commercial side. Will never go back. And it is 100% right. Difference between night and day. So that's kind of how I got started.
Wow. That's, I mean, it sounded like it was like love at first sight, pretty much, as you switched over. So I'm curious then. So give us a little rundown of how they were so different. It seems like it kind of was night and day for you.
Well, so what we do is we manage a lot of residential apartment buildings, but we also have a commercial side that's pretty big. Also, we are pretty much known as the go-to people for office space. Our product is called the Perfect Small Office, and we have 7 locations throughout the tri-state area. Think of it as you and your partner just decided you wanted to open up your own law firm or a real estate firm. You could come into one of our locations, get an office that day, month to month, yearly, and so it was very unique and different for me. I got to meet several different people and help them grow their business, and I just fell in love with it. From there, Jim Cohn, who's the president of CMC Properties, he said, "Hey Pete, you do really good at sales. What do you think about helping out with some of the bigger stuff, some of the retail projects? The cool stuff, the restaurants, the bars, the nightlife things." And I said, "Absolutely." So he has been my mentor for going on 10, 12 years now, and eventually just followed his step, watched everything he did, and then now I'm the director of commercial leasing and new development. And it's every day I wake up. I love coming to work. I love what I do. It doesn't feel like a job. it feels more like it's exciting to go to work, believe it or not.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And that is awesome. You can't really ask for a better situation than that. Then you're excited to be, doing what you do every day. So congratulations.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
so you made that jump into commercial. Kind of what was the first deal or kind of project where you remember it really clicking for you at first?
I think the first deal was when they put me when I first started. I kind of got a reputation of hey, this guy can sell. He can close deals. So what I figured out pretty quickly is the commissions that come with commercial. To me, was one of the biggest motivations at first. And then I started thinking to myself, well, okay, I filled up this property. I went to the owner and I said, Mr. Cohen, I want to be at the worst property that we have. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, why is that? And I said, because I want to take that property and I want to fill it. So they stuck me in a location that was kind of more of like an urban kind of location. It had a lot of younger type of people that were just coming out of college. It kind of mixed with just the urban feel, and it just a different type of mix versus being in an area that's all business or strictly lawyers or strictly doctors, things like that. So what I did is I figured out a way to lease to people that have never been leased to before, and came up with just different strategies as far as social media, using what's out there to a different level that not many people have done before. Back in the day, commercial was very, you had to wear a suit, and you had to portray a certain image. What I did is I took that and made it fun and funny. So I would, my daughter got me into TikTok back when COVID hit because there was nothing else to do. And I said, you know what? I said, this is a pretty cool idea. Why don't we start doing walkthroughs and videos on TikTok and promoting this stuff? Everybody thought I was kind of crazy. Not a lot of people knew what TikTok was. They thought it was more of for my daughter, to be honest with you. She actually edited my first video, and we did a flyby with some music to it over one of our new developments. And man, it just took off like wildfire. And from there, I just kind of fell in love with it because I ended up leasing up the worst location and made it one of the best. It's still to this day one of the top locations, and went from like 60% full up to almost 98% full. And then for 5 years straight, we were 100% full. So it was that's the type of thing that when you take something that's kind of everybody's like, oh, there's no way you're going to do something there, and making it the best. The best #1 property. That's what makes me kind of thrive in doing what I do. So
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of just found a system that worked and then just kind of went for it after that, which is awesome.
yeah, you got to kind of think out of the box a little bit when you're doing stuff like this. So if you're just like every other broker, every other person, anybody can say, hey, here's an empty space, but you got to sell yourself first, and then you got to every call that comes in, you got to make sure you answer that call and call those people back that day. So that's something I learned pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I've talked to some people that kind of have maybe like a more casual style, or maybe they like kind of swear in their marketing or something like that. Like
Yeah.
they're intentionally kind of excluding some people from working with them. But it seems, on its face, they're like, yeah, people get worried that I'm going to alienate clients or whatever, but it's the opposite. Like people see that and they're drawn to whatever I'm putting out there. And that's, I don't want to work with those lamos anyway that are worried about me swearing in a Facebook post. So, so it's like,
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so that's a good strategy to you're kind of doing some lead selection. It's weeding through the people that may not want to work with you anyway.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors. and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, it's funny to see somebody that's got buildings that are like, say that, I deal with this one gentleman. He's in his 80s and still at it daily. And he said, "Pete, well, how come I cannot rent this building?" I said, "Well, I say the first thing you're doing is you're overpriced." And he said, "Well, it's a certain area which in Cincinnati is known for being overpriced." And I said, "Let's just drop it a little bit. Let's fill it up. And by the time these people get in here and see all the amenities and how nice the area is, then we raise it up." We did that. We filled it up, and it's you just got to get some people that think the same way and get them to change just a little bit. Because if you don't, you're going to kind of be that guy that just has a sign in the yard or on a building, and you get a call, and maybe you get it rented in 6 months. I like to get stuff rented 30 days, 40 days. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So you just got to think out of the box, like we were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So, thinking out of the outside of the box, I'd love to hear. Do you have any other things that you've tried where you feel like that's outside the box in your marketing stuff or things like that? I'm curious because it sounds like you think that's a real core part of
Yeah.
being successful.
So the biggest thing is do what nobody else is doing. Like I said, if you go into any market, and I love every broker I work with, not everyone, but if there's you'll notice that if you deal with brokers, especially owners, there's a lot of brokers that kind of get a little bit I'd say conceited, or maybe a little bit they think that they're kind of like, I always compare them to maybe like on the movie where Tom Cruise goes, "Show me the money." They get kind of a little bit of ego. And what I do is I make it so to make it very friendly and easy for anybody to talk to me. Instead of having the ego, which yeah, there's some great brokers out there that do amazing, but there's also a lot of people that won't do business with that broker. And I keep hearing this over and over from different owners, and they go, you're so different. You go to the showings. It doesn't matter if the person might not qualify or not. You still show them. And in my mind, I look at it like this: if this person doesn't qualify here, maybe they can qualify at a smaller unit or something that's less expensive. So it's just about basically, customer service 101. Call people back, answer your phone, because if you don't answer, they're going to call somebody else that will answer. And
Yeah.
and then don't be afraid to do social media. Put yourself out there. You don't have to act crazy. You don't have to be silly, but a simple video, just you can even talk through it. People like to see something before they go and waste their time and say this isn't for me. And I found that really helped a lot, is actually doing tours through the buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking through like maybe there's somebody that's out there that's like, I'm so tired of all the people that are acting all crazy to get attention on social media, and they come across you and you are really straight laced and to the point and you give good information. That's the kind of person you're going to attract. So that's
Yes.
my point, is that, yeah, if you just kind of, you'll attract what you put out there. So I think that's great. So, all
100%.
right, let's, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I said 100%.
100%. So it sounds like a lot of this just kind of comes down to responsiveness and showing up,
Well,
which
a lot
the,
of when the leasing, as far as the leasing and selling stuff, that's where you have to be the sales guy, and kind of in the customer service comes into part. Once you get into development, that's a lot different. Then that's more of relationship
sure.
building. So,
Yeah.
what we do is we look for cities that have a downtown, use typically a historic downtown, maybe something that used to be really, really cool back in its day, and it's kind of sleepy. It's just people forgot about it, but man, it's got great bones. It's got a great downtown. And then we try to find something that's close to either a bike trail, a walking trail, a river. So we like to, those are kind of what we target. We want historic downtowns that are sleepy, forgot about. We want something that is going to be by a bike trail, running path, some sort of river, lake, so that they can get exercise. And that's where we try to focus in on those types of cities.
In- Interesting. Okay, so uh let's talk about the market right now. Something that you kind of mentioned was that finding land itself has been a challenge for you. So
Yeah.
because you mentioned those are the ones you target, I'm curious, why has that been a challenge for you?
Well, because when we go to find land, we typically don't purchase land. So that's what the challenge is. When I say we don't purchase land, we only deal with cities that own. land in their downtowns. So if we come into a city and they say, we don't have anything down here, we'd love for you to build, we'll give you a tax credit, whatever you want, but you got to buy the acreage. We won't touch it. So what we do is we look for a city that's got key property in their downtown. But more important than that, we also build a relationship. So a city manager to us is worth its weight in gold. If you are dealing with a city manager that's amazing and is putting in his effort to recreate this city to make it what it could be or what it used to be, that's what we look for also. So we zero in on some just some good city managers. Most of them that I've ever met have been great. I think I've only met one, and he was still great. It's just they didn't own any property, so we had to, we couldn't work with them. But that's a big key is know who you're talking to, see what kind of land that they have. And when I say we don't pay for it, we don't pay somebody that's not with the city, because we do pay for it, but at a very discounted rate, because we're investing 25 to $30 million investment and going to change your downtown. So we need all the help we can get to make that investment work.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So just to make it clear for the audience, so what is it that the city is bringing to the table, and what is it that you're bringing to the table, and what are each of you responsible for?
So what we bring to the table is we're going to drop 200 to typically what we do is we do 4 stories. We do about 100 to 105 apartments. Key reason for that is you can manage an apartment building like that with one manager and one maintenance man. So that's something we think about. We want to keep some of your biggest expenses salary. So with those type of units, you can do one manager and one maintenance man. So what we bring is we're going to drop into your downtown that's just that's got every shop boarded up, that no businesses are here. Everybody's leaving your downtown to go 3 miles to 5 miles down the road and spend their money because there's no restaurants here. There's no nightlife. So what we do is we bring that back to that city. We're going to invest $25, $30 million in your downtown. And I can tell you right now, we're going to make this downtown one of the coolest downtowns that you've ever seen like it used to be. For instance, we did our first project was in downtown Milford, Ohio. Now, we didn't do a mixed use there because there wasn't enough room, but we dropped in the first time in probably ever, right in the middle of downtown, about 100-unit high-end apartment building, overlooks the Little Miami River. And I can tell you right now, you can't get a storefront in Milford, and they got some of the hottest restaurants in the city there. They just announced yesterday, Milford, Ohio. Yeah. So before we were there, they had a bunch of shops that were cool, but they were like a little record shop or a little camp. But now they have breweries. They have some of the hottest restaurants. They just announced yesterday, they've got 3 new developments that they're taking bids on, or it's just booming there. And then we took that same model and we went to a city called Hamilton, Ohio. Hamilton, Ohio had a very bad reputation. Used to be at its glory day, used to be amazing. And now Hamilton, Ohio, when we first went there 6 years ago, I remember Mr. Cohen, president of CMC Properties, said to me, "Pete, do you think you can get some of your restaurants here that you always get?" And I go, "Are you insane?" I said, "There's no way." Well, that's when we met Joshua Smith, who was the city manager of Hamilton, Ohio at that time. And that's where it was key to me. That's when I started to learn, because I'm still learning every day from Mr. Cohen, that building a relationship and having a good city manager is key. He ended up getting the Spooky Nook sports complex, which is that's the largest indoor sports complex in the country, to come to
Wow.
Hamilton, Ohio. So once that came, we said, heck yeah, we're going to do it. We built 100 and something unit mixed use development right at an old hospital site. And before you know it, we had about 15,000 square foot of retail. We landed a 5-star restaurant. Then we landed an Aveda salon, and then another restaurant, and they are still full to this day. And there's a waiting list for the apartments. You go to that city today, and it is one of the nicest, just most fun, live. People are walking everywhere. When we first went there, people were scared to walk at night. So that's what we do. We go into a downtown Not necessarily has to be a bad downtown. It just happened to be Hamilton had a pretty bad reputation. Now it's one of the hottest cities around. So it's neat to see that happen.
Yeah. So, what about like, have you ever worked with a project that did not have a historic, uh, like it maybe had no reputation, no history, or is that's pretty much a requirement? Or have you ever
It,
kind of taken something out of from nothing and built it up?
we when I say nothing, I mean every city that we go into is got its character, and they all have got something. But what we haven't had any failures, and we haven't been to a place where there's nothing at all. We've tried. We tried to go to a city where the downtown was just sad, but the city around it was like it was. I mean, everybody that's anybody wanted to live in this city. And what happened is a lot of red tape kind of got in the mix of it, and some people wanted a building in a downtown. Some people saw the vision and said we need a hub for our downtown, and it ended up getting voted against our development. Nothing that we did wrong, nothing that the city did wrong. It just some people weren't ready for change at that time. When you drop a 4-story mixed use development that's gorgeous right in the middle of your downtown, people that have been there forever get a little upset because they think Section 8 or they think, what's going to happen. It's going to, it's going to put a bunch of kids in our school. They don't understand that the developments we do are typically empty nesters, young professionals. If there are families that go there, they are there while they're building a house in that city. So it's a win-win for the whole city because it really it drops in 200 to 300 people in your core city, and then all of a sudden every storefront that's empty becomes full. Every building that had paint chipping off, now the owner of that building is painting it because they say, "Oh my gosh, we can rent this for triple what we were renting it for." So that's what we do. We've never really had a city that's been nothing, and then we bought it, we brought it up because we always pick a city that's got character to it. I mean, they've been sleepy. Don't get me wrong. I've been to cities where I'm like at 9 o'clock, you could shoot a cannon down the middle of the street and nobody would even know it. And those are the cities, and those are the cities that we love because those are the cities that the city managers come to us and say we need nightlife. So what do?
Yeah.
We've dropped in a mixed use development. I put in some of the hottest restaurants, and before you know it, they're getting people from 20, 30 miles away. They're coming to their city now, and then they got outside patios with music going. So that's what we do. We have to kind of stick to our thing that works best, and that is finding a city that's we love the historic buildings. We love it's got to have at least two to three, one to two of those options, anyways that we talked about. So
Yeah. So I think that's smart because I mean, there's always, you could always do more or different things, but if you found something that works and you're not running short on projects, I say, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So just keep moving on with what you're doing. So yeah, it sounds like you've really kind of dialed in what's been working
yeah,
for you, and it's
yeah.
really paid off. I bet it's rewarding too to kind of see these places that maybe were a little unsafe or people felt like they were unsafe, and they're kind of transforming into really cool, like
It's
well
it's
used places of the community.
It's really neat. It's good to see it. It's what makes me, just want to do the next city, find the next city. We're currently looking for our next development. We're in talks with Middletown, Ohio, which would be one of their first probably developments in their downtown in probably 100 years. But it's and it's another thing. Just like we've done it. I went through the city. The downtown is gorgeous. They have an opera house there that is probably 100 years old. It's amazing, and nobody knows a lot about the historic stuff down there. So the problem is there's nobody down there. So if we end up building there, which we're pretty close to, hopefully getting it done, it'll probably be one of our more trickier ones because we don't know the area as well as we do. It's a little farther out from Cincinnati that we're used to, but we feel very positive about it and think we can do the same thing there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, this has been really awesome to hear. It's kind of a different situation. Usually we hear, somebody bought a building, they rented out. This is a very different strategy, but it sounds like it's really paid off for you.
Yeah, it's good. The biggest thing I can tell anybody that's going to be doing any development is do your homework. One thing that I was taught by Mr. Cohen was he'll go out and before we step foot into a city council meeting to even propose something, he will walk that city at night. He'll walk it in the day. He'll talk to business owners that are there, ask them what they would like to see there, what their needs are, what could we do that would make the city thrive. And I'll tell you what, it really pays off to do your homework on cities.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to know the city better than the people that literally live and work there every single day. So that's an amazing tip there. So if there's any city managers that are frantically looking for your information to try to see if they can get you to come to their town, where can someone find you online and learn more about what you do?
They can go to cmcproperties.com, or they can Google Pete Montgomery, and I know to pull up, our locations. My email is pmontgomery@cmcproperties.com. We would love to talk to, anybody that has a vision that's ready to, do something that everybody's on board with. It takes a lot of people to get this done. We not only want us to build, we want other people to build also, which sounds crazy. You'd think we'd want to be the only people there doing a mixed use. We want other developers to come in beside us, because we could drop in 200 people, but if you drop in another 100 and somebody else drops in another 100, now all of a sudden we got 600-700 people in a downtown, and before you know it, that downtown is insane. So it makes property values go up. It increases revenue for everybody. The little record store that's selling, barely hanging on, all of a sudden they're thriving, and it's cool. People like unique shops. That's one thing that I do with the retail is we never do any type of chains, unless it's something that's
Mm.
very, very high end. I always go out and find a really, really good mom and pop, or somebody that just started out that's got a good reputation, and we try to bring them to our locations.
Do you do something specific for the area, or is it just kind of, do you have any strategy there, just out of curiosity?
Well, what we do is we're speakers at the Chamber of Commerce in Middletown, and what we did is we kind of showed them what we were doing, and then we asked them, hey, what does the city want? What do you Everybody, we did a kind of a Q&A, and asked them, what would you guys like to see here? We're not going to put a mom and pop famous ice cream store that's in Middletown that everybody goes to since they were 10, 12, and they grew up, and now they're taking their kids there. We're not going to put our famous ice cream shop, Graders from Cincinnati, next to it. We would never do that. So what we do is, people are like, that it's amazing. A lot of developers, they don't care who goes in. We do care. We take in consideration of the stores that are there. We want them to thrive, and we know they will. And we ask, what do you guys want? Now, it doesn't always work out. Some people want stuff that's just not going to be feasible, but we usually get something that's not going to be competition with another restaurant that's nearby.
Yeah. Wow. This has all been really great. And yes, it just goes to show taking some extra care and time, no matter what you're doing, is going to really pay off. It sounds like that has been some of the biggest key payoff you've gotten, is just taking some extra time and really listening and digging in and doing your homework. So
Yeah,
thank you
listening is
so much
key.
for, oh yeah, go ahead.
I said listening is key. You're right, 100%. Listening is key.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. Our audience has gotten a lot out of this today. And if you did, listeners, if you did get something out of this, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, and make sure you stay subscribed so that you can get the next episode of Real Estate Pros to hear from cool people like Pete. One more time, Pete, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you
Man,
later.
thank you. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.